What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 358. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Fool's Paradise.
Spending most of our lives.
It made me think of Gangster's Paradise, too.
Yeah.
Funny.
Charlie Day.
And no, what's his name? Kim Jong?
Yeah.
Just as much his movie.
Yeah.
He put
Almost more
publicists on
so.
this? That's like, why would you do that? You ruin it.
He's like, nobody's going to
It's-
buy that.
It's almost like it's like this. It's like the movie seemed like a Always Sunny in Philadelphia script, and turned
Charlie
into a
Day's
film.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, right.
Did y'all notice Dennis?
Mm-mm.
At the end, whenever he comes and takes he's in the wheelchair and his paid interns pushing him. That guy that comes up,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Dennis. The guy with the fucking beard and the hair, and he's like, "You want a job?"
Yes. Okay.
I think that was him.
Well, you saw Cricket, right?
Yeah.
And then Artemis was one of the hairdressers
Uh-huh.
with his wife, you know? And then the McPull and I can't think of what that dude's name. The
Yeah,
dude
yeah,
that
business manager. I went and looked at his IMDb. The
Yeah.
hairline gave it away. I was
well,
like,
you
I know that hairline.
Yeah. Spotted in a crowd, you know?
So the saga of Latte Pronto.
Latte Pronto. What a name.
I loved the whole, just the absurdity of Hollywood. Like
Adrian Brody.
nobody gave a shit as long as he was just making money.
Adrian Brody's like, yeah, from the streets, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, I know you want to channel that right now. It's like, what?
Then riding around in that car just shooting guns out the window. It's like, dude, this dude's a fucking nut.
Well, I mean, I liked all the poking fun at just the current state of Hollywood. Mosquito Boy instead of Spider-Man. Common played Wesley Snipes
Dagger.
archetype. Yeah, just all that was just really funny.
Said, I'm going to go invisible.
Yeah.
They're out there. He's out there doing karate in the middle of the street. It's like, what the fuck? No, it definitely had some moments that I laughed out loud. And it was it almost went heartfelt to a degree, but it didn't fully get there for me. You know what
Like
I
him
mean?
and Kim Jong.
Yeah, yeah. About that whole like brotherly,
Yeah.
whatever.
He's like, it's not a porn. It's like a soft.
That shit was hilarious. It's like fuck erotica. That was pornography.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, did you show your dick? He thought he was
This-
dead.
But
This-
yeah. But like, here's the thing. I get why the movie didn't do well,
Oh,
but
it's
that's
got
not
terrible.
but that's not to say that everybody wasn't funny though. Like everybody was great. I think it's just, these type of movies they're not as common as they used to be. No pun
Well, and-
intended.
And that's the thing that a lot of people in a lot of the reviews that I've read about it is like, this is Charlie Day's way of like kind of giving a throwback to older films, films that were made
Well, it
back
felt-
in the day.
Well, it also felt very 90s too. It had a 90s vibe to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because and what I mean by that necessarily is not the film itself, but just, well, not the story, but the way the film was shot, just the kind of movie that it is.
Yeah.
Like you don't really see these type of movies around, which makes me curious because I know you guys have noticed it too, but we've had a lot of movies lately that have been these weird either critiques or love letters of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And we also know that our boy Tarantino is doing one as well. Now, in Tarantino we trust for sure, but makes me wonder if, general audiences are gonna take it in, because I mean, these movies. I mean, I know Tarantino's on his whole other level, and I know he's a great filmmaker, but just the type of movie that he's going for. This, I mean, I feel like it's gonna sit on the shelf with stuff like this. All those other type of movies about making movies.
Well, I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood kind of nailed it. And whenever I went and watched it, I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna like get that. You know what I mean? Like
For a
that
lot
was
of people,
my
it's the end.
what? Once
The
Upon
end
a
of the
Time?
movie, yeah.
Oh
My
yeah,
grandfather
yeah,
fucking loved that movie, dude.
yeah.
And he hates every fucking Tarantino movie. But when it got to the end, dude, and they killed those fucking hippies, he was over there like, yeah, fuck those hippies. I was like, wait a minute now, like,
Yeah.
Well,
What?
it's like that's like a trope that he does though. Like he pents up this tension the whole
yeah, he's like,
movie.
it's my fucking movie,
Yeah,
okay? Like,
there's violence and action throughout for sure, but then you have that good old Sergio Leone style, like talking's done. It's just a few minutes of just fuck you for like for a
well,
whole scene.
the critic is gonna be, it's about a guy that works at like a nudie mag writing movie
Yeah.
reviews. So it's
Yeah.
not like, it's still gonna be kind of gritty. And he was gonna pick that dude that was in that Richard Jewell, the fat
Mhm.
guy with curly hair.
Yeah.
So that guy couldn't do it. And then that's when the rumors like Shane Gillis, because he
He would
kind of
be
looks like that
perfect.
guy.
Yeah. He would be
Which
a
that's been
great
shot
choice.
down, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, he denies it, but you kind of have to when you're told not to,
Yeah.
that you're going to be at a movie, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I enjoyed this for what it was because it's like it's that idea of like, is it art? Is it entertainment? Is it both? Where do you draw the line at? Like it kind of to me that's where my mind went with it because you've got someone that has the mentality of a 5-year-old that is just being
Oh,
thrust into this world, and it's like,
whenever he's the shot where they're watching the movie and it's the actor he's the double for.
mhm.
He's taking that long drag
He's
up
shooting the
on that
guns.
porch. Dude, and it fucking traumatizes that guy. He's just flipping the fuck out in his seat trying to get away from it.
But it's like, and I suppose with like Charlie Day's, because out of all of the It's Always Sunny guys, the one that definitely kind of broke out a little bit more so than the rest, right?
It went a little more mainstream.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Well, I mean, he's been in big stuff. I mean,
That's what I'm
maybe not a
saying
whole lot,
by
but
mainstream.
I mean, it was awesome that he got a little love being in Pacific Rim.
yeah, horrible bosses, you know. But I imagine this was his interpretation because like he plays a fool and he's been playing a fool for almost 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
And like he gets together with some buddies, they come up with this, interesting idea for a TV series. It actually goes somewhere. He goes to Hollywood and it's just that whole thing of like, what is this? Do I belong here? You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that everybody that isn't like brought up and grew up in the business, they all have that moment where it's like, what is this? Like, why is everybody acting weird? They're all freaking out. Like, what is going on right now? You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
at least that was my interpretation of it. It could be more or less than that, but it's like it was
Well,
a
it's
diff.
it's it's almost like you know, I feel like it's a weird movie to be about Hollywood, but it's hard to enjoy it, even in its absurdity in this movie, with the fact that the current timeline, Hollywood has not got a good reputation.
Yeah.
at all.
Well, and I mean, this had Ray Liotta, so who knows how long this movie had been done? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before it dropped, before they released it. So, I mean, it could have been done for 3 years, 3 or 4 years for all we know, before they dropped it. So,
Well, it's like it has the potential to be like a quotable movie, you know,
yeah,
2018.
but it doesn't have the
Yep,
whoa
that's when it was filmed.
so I mean,
Wow.
we're looking at 5
7
to
like
6 years. Yeah.
All of COVID. Like,
Yep.
I guess he was just waiting.
well, it's interesting to know that
wonder how
none of
much
these people
cutting he did
like
on that.
imagine the headspace these people were in when they made this movie, and then the timeline played out. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like the one who probably felt the best about all of it, get like win or lose, was Charlie Day, because I mean, it's safe to assume that they probably delayed it, and then when COVID hit, they were probably he's probably like, well, fuck, there goes my chance of ever having it as a release.
Yeah.
Did he ever eat anything in the movie?
Yeah.
He tried to several times. Oh, you actually saw him eat something?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I
pretty
kept seeing
sure I
him
saw him
try to
kick a
get some food,
table.
but every time he would, like, there was all those grapes, and he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Man,
Just tell this dude to fuck off. Go get you a grape, brother.
I
well, you
like
know, the
the
synopsis says a fool for love becomes an accidental celebrity," and that's the only time he spoke was when he told him he loved him.
Yeah.
well, the chick from Parks and Rec, whenever he's going to the shaman stuff or whatever,
Oh yeah,
and she's just speaking total gibberish, like, look at the bells, listen to me. Like, and then at the end, she's like, oh yeah, my name's not Moonshift. Make it out to like, it's just some weird name like Tilda or whatever.
that fucking Edie Falco playing his agent.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, there were little moments that I did find myself chuckling when it happened, you know,
Fucking
and
Lex Tanner, dude.
I want to
That
see
dude
Lex.
changed his clothes and put on the same clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. He's like, which belt? And the woman's like, it's the same belt. And he goes,
both.
pick one.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's gonna put them both on.
Yeah.
He's like, "Get him out of here! I gotta go to the bank." She was like, "Go, go, 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 go."
Yeah.
Shoot,
They
shoot,
run
shoot,
Yeah,
shoot, shoot, shoot.
So he was like the Fast and the Furious director.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
'Cause his movies were like something Fast Drive or
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
When he's talking to him, he's like, I saw you, and the way you break the fourth wall and you
Yeah.
just stare at the camera. I just thought, what if you had 1,000 eyes?
Yeah.
It's like, we'll make you a mosquito.
well, he gets to marry Kate Beckinsale. Goes to the
Yeah.
party, they bang. She's like, "I think we should get married." The dude never says anything. It's like, okay. They're adopting all these kids. Then she's like, "We need some time apart."
Yeah. It's like, what? Taking
like
the
that.
I
kid.
never
The
said
whole-
anything. Then she
the
ends up
whole
with Adrian Brody.
scene-
He's like, "Sorry, bro."
The scene with both of them going to pick the adoption kids, I'm like, this didn't age well.
Mm.
Like the whole human trafficking shit.
Yeah.
It's different when rich people do it.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. All the money. What's
They
your
pay taxes
price?
on them.
Oh, I thought it was a write-off.
I didn't hate it. A lot of people did. I didn't hate it. I mean, I would watch it. Like if I'm in a hotel, okay, and this movie's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like
Especially now
this
that you know where it's
to
going.
me.
Yeah.
To me, this movie would fit perfect in the 12 to 3 o'clock block of Comedy Central. middle of the day. It's a movie you stumble across while you're skipping school, man.
Yeah. I think it'll get more. I think it's going to age well.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think people are just ready to kind of like, oh, this is the guy
Well,
from It's Always Sunny,
And
and
he
he's
doesn't
making this.
talk.
Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
also, how funny was Jason Sudeikis as the director?
Well, it's like put him and
Lex Tanner.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, like whenever he's there's the scene where he does where he's out by the pool and he's like, son, son, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, he's trying to get his kids' attention, and that maid just goes out there to remove the umbrella and they're fucking done with the conversation before she can even get to him.
Yeah.
it's like, got to take your shoes off, and he's walking around. He's like, the tiles are hot. It's
Uh-huh.
like he's walking around with some shoes on. It's like, what is happening right now? Didn't hate it.
I mean, for his first movie, I mean, he got a pretty good cast.
Yeah, I mean, he's worked with all those people, so I'm sure it was just calling a favor. It's like, hey, I'm making a movie. You want to be part of it? Like Jason Bateman, just like showing up for a
The
second. You know what I
VFX
mean?
guy.
It's like, bro,
Like he's like, I thought it was gonna be smaller than that. He's like, no, trust me, you'll want this.
yeah,
Then when he's shooting,
yeah.
he's like, I told you like it.
Whenever he gets him to, whenever he's doing the rooftop scene and he's like, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna like stand here. The goons are after you. You're cornered. And then it's gonna be the first time in the movie where you sprout your wings and you fly. And he's like, he's a fucking impatient dude. So he's like, I don't want to fly. Like he's fucking crazy. Like think about how many times he's heard that shit in a fucking psych ward. So they're telling him, and he's just like getting triggered from it. And then eventually he slips, falls, and hits that fucking station wagon, dude.
The
I
doctor at
thought
the
he,
psych ward was like, he needs this and that. He could probably recover. He's like, the state's not gonna pay for that, so we're putting him on the first fucking bus out of here and
Yeah,
dropping
right.
him off at the city.
That shit
It
was
was like,
funny
that's
as
what they
hell,
do.
dude.
yeah.
They really
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give it a half star.
Same.
It wasn't terrible.
But I can't give it a star.
It's forgettable. So
Yeah, and that's the crying shame of it because there's so many like characters in the movie that are great. Like Jason Bateman when he comes in with that thing for the special effects and he's like, and I swear up and down, guys, I was like, did they try to almost do a Doctor Disrespect reference there? Because he was like, he holds up the three barreled one and he goes, look, guys, you got your violence, your speed, and your velocity.
Mm.
And I was like, they have to change some words, or was that a knock at something?
I mean, Doctor Disrespect reach goes beyond Hollywood at this point.
I
Pretty sure.
mean,
He's only halfway up.
I
Mhm.
mean, I mean, think about how many people that are in Hollywood that watch video game streams and shit.
Yeah.
Didn't that Sweeney chick come out and say she was an Apex player?
He was bitching about smite balance. I said, bitch, get in line. Like
Mm.
high res ain't gonna balance a goddamn thing. You better figure that out right fucking now.
She bitches about high res, and you're like, you sweet child, you
Yeah.
you need to go to my channel.
Yeah. I guess if I was in Madam Web and it did that bad, I'd be bitching about smite too on the internet. So,
Okay.
just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a half star. I think 1.5 is appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't Mama Rhodes, man.
No. We got a little bit of movie news here, though, that I'm gonna dive into here. X-Files creator says Ryan Coogler has, quote, got a hard job with the reboot. Casting is a hard job. So the creator of the iconic sci-fi series The X-Files, Chris Carter, has offered some more insight into the upcoming reboot from Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. While Carter is not involved in the project, speaking with Inverse, he has said that he cannot wait to see what someone else does with the world of the X-Files, and offers his advice regarding some of the hurdles that Coogler is likely to come across, such as casting. It's interesting. People say, "Aren't you possessive of it?" And I say, "No, I'm looking forward to seeing what somebody else does with it." Carter revealed that he has had a really nice conversation with Coogler about the X-Files reboot and thinks he has some good ideas. However, Carter does think Coogler will have some of the same difficulties that he had when first bringing the show to screens. I just asked him what his ideas were, and he told me, and I said, "Those sound like good ideas. No matter what, he's got a hard job. Casting is a hard job. Mounting it is a hard job. All the problems that I dealt with are going to be his problems." While no cast members for the reboot have yet been revealed, Carter has revealed that Coogler intends to bring a more diverse cast to the franchise when compared to the original show. "I just spoke to a young man, Ryan Coogler, who is going to remount the X-Files with a diverse cast. So he's got his work cut out for him because we covered so much territory." One such problem that Carter had was casting Gillian Anderson as FBI Special Agent Dana Scully. During the interview, he revealed that the studio pushed back against her casting, believing that she did not have enough sex appeal. In fact, they wanted to cast blonde bombshell Pamela Anderson. Where's the sex appeal? Even though Gillian's beautiful, she wasn't their idea of sexy. First, because they didn't understand what I was trying to do with the show, and she was an unknown, so that never helps. So, what do y'all think about the X Files reboot
Mm,
with the Black Panther guy?
mm,
He did Creed.
mm.
He did.
Just make a new show. Why's it got to
Well,
be
like,
X Files? I mean, they could do the same kind of thing, but it could. I mean, it's a different show now.
yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like,
They should be different agents with different names.
exactly. Why are we rebooting it? Why can't we
Just
just
add
do a
to it.
continuation? Yeah, exactly. Then you can bring Scully and
She'll
Mulder. I
scold
don't.
you, scold her.
Yeah, Sculder.
But then you could bring them in. You could have all that back shit to go on. Like
Yeah.
they bring it back not too long ago
Like,
for like a season.
yeah, I was gonna say like it's not even got anything to do with Coogler handling it or anything. It's just
Nah, Freddie, he's all right.
the X Files. The X Files is almost a had to be there type of situation now. Like, because there's so many shows that are essentially just the X Files.
Yeah.
Yeah, Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know, like we could just keep going. Like even the CW took the same formula of
And made like 20 shows.
yeah, it's just like what's the monster of the week? And, who's going to play, who's going to be the big, guest star of the
Yeah.
week for the monster of the week? And it's like the only way that I think that the X-Files is going to be able to be even close to successful as it was before is if they change the formatting of the show completely. They're gonna have to make it
Now,
something that
or
builds.
if they went full cold, like do a complete, like you would have to do. I feel like you'd have to do one of two things. You would have to either just continue the X Files, find some way to ride out Duchovny and Gillian, and keep that continuity going for whatever it's worth, or you take advantage of the fact that while some people are aware of what X Files is and all that, literally target, you know, the new audiences and just start from the ground up again. Have a new Mulder, a new Scully, build their dynamic, and then go with the crazy episodic shit.
I think that they're going to have to go with a more seasonal approach. I think that they're going to have to build to whatever is happening over the course of several episodes and have like
Well, cinematic, you would
Yeah.
say.
yeah. Because I don't know if
like build up to something instead of
Yeah.
having, you know, because that was like cheap TV.
yes.
Every week something different,
Yeah.
like a whole season building towards something like Outer Range or
Well, I mean, it
Right.
would work though. I mean, and with it being the X-Files, you could dabble into all that cool stuff. And especially with all the things that are out now
Yeah.
and all of the stuff that's been, you know, brought into, you know, into the mainstream with like Bob Lazar's interview.
all the
I mean,
UAP
just
shit.
yeah, all that stuff, man. You could really make some really good stories out of
They
all
have like
that.
their own like Alex Jones type character. They pay him a visit. How many times did they say
Oh, that would be.
diverse in that?
A lot.
Why?
Enough.
You know,
Because
why
it's
is that the main focus?
well, it's a big deal, dude, because the original X-Files was two white people. And now it's
Alright.
not going to be two white people. And that's a huge deal, dude,
Okay.
because like,
I mean,
you know, it hasn't been that long. I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since like, you know, anyway. But I think that that's going to have to be the structure of, to me at least, because it's like if we're going to do an episodic thing, like, okay, that's cool. But you're not going to have that same draw and that same need to watch because it's like, oh, I can just tune into the X-Files anytime. Like, here was my experience watching the X-Files for the most part. On Sci-Fi after school, like from 4 to 5, they would play replays of, you know, the X-Files, and then they would show replays of the original Star Trek. So I would catch them on there. Didn't feel like I was missing anything because they were showing them out of order, or
oh
if
yeah,
I
you don't
missed
have
it.
to watch them in order.
Exactly. So I think in order for them to drum up a lot of
Yeah.
interest into it and have a lot of to retain a lot of viewership, you're going to have it be something that is going to build over time.
You would have to fit it absolutely for the binge watchers.
Yes.
Because I mean, they make I mean, hell, I mean, that's more or less the way most stuff is taken in nowadays. Even when you have episodes that do drop weekly that get, you know, regular cable primetime airplay, and then they go to streaming the next day. Um, and even some of the exclusive stuff, like there's some, you know, like Amazon and Hulu, they do the same, you know, shtick. There's still, you know, it's just, I guess it proves that there's really room for every type of format. But if you're going to try to do something that is already heavily saturated by its own origins,
Yeah.
then, you know, yeah, you're going to have to, you know, not necessarily reinvent the wheel, but spice up the recipe.
Yeah. I could definitely see this going as the adult Stranger Things.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would personally like the episodic type of things and give it more of an adult Doctor Who sense where it's not so much, you know, sci-fi and whatnot, but it's just, you know, you have plenty of episodes where, you know, the team finds out, you know, they investigate a situation, you know, they go Scooby-Doo with it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
they pull the mask off and debunk a lot of stuff. But you build up the seasons to like the things where they're like, I don't know what happened in that field. I ain't got an explanation for it. So and so's gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and leave that open ended that like that there is things out there that are unexplainable, no matter how much logic and reason you apply to it. There's stuff out there that the top scientists are going to be like, don't know what the fuck that is,
well, they
and
can mesh.
it could make
They,
for some really suspenseful storytelling.
well, they can mesh the two genres together because I mean, they could still do a semi monster of the week approach to where it's like, here's your overarching story that's happening through an entire season. And it's like, we got to go talk to this thing or this person or this whatever it is. And that could almost be an entire episode by itself where it's like, we're going to go talk to this thing that's unexplained. And maybe this person lives in this city or this town where there's these weird things that are happening. But we need this person. We need to talk to this person because of insert plot here. And it's like, you can still have your cake and eat it too on that front where you can do both. It's just, it's going to have to be cleverly written. And with the way Black Panther 2 went down, Wakanda Forever, not sure how that's going to pan out. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna have its hurdles.
Yeah.
But with, at the end of the day though, some of these things can write themselves. So, while it's a task to maybe find stars that's gonna keep you coming back because I mean, True Detective alone, even though it's a completely other avenue, it still builds up to this happened and we don't fucking really have an answer for it.
yeah.
Solve the mystery of the murder, but the fucking how and why and circumstances, we don't want to talk about that.
And
But
honestly, that kind of feels like more of a replacement for the X-Files anyway, right?
I mean, yeah, I think one could argue, even though it's not just in your face,
Hard
especially
sci-fi.
that season.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm gonna check it out, but they're gonna have their work cut out for them for sure. And like you said, it's like, why can't you call it something different and just say from stories of the X Files or whatever? I don't know
And I
if like
mean, and we all know
rebooting.
too that like if they don't bring in the cigarette smoking man to be like, y'all ain't shit, here's why. Like lost
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, and that's gonna be Sam Jackson, right?
Y'all motherfuckers are fucking around in the wrong hangars.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Ryan Coogler. I mean, how am I feeling about this? Man, we'll see. Like, I'm not excited, but I'm also not like hating the idea of it. It's just, it's going to take a lot.
But I
Yeah.
think that it's good as I would feel like if I were a filmmaker, I would like having the expectations set low because that allows, like it's got to be a pressure valve for them to where like it lets some of that go. Like
Yeah.
because if even if it's in a negative light, if people aren't expecting much out of it, then that gives you like when you win, by God, it's going to be a fucking win. And if it's a loss, then everybody kind of called it,
Yeah. Well, based off of the IMDb ratings of the last couple of things that Mr. Coogler has done here, definitely has his work cut out for him to get back
Well, I
on
mean,
top.
Well, dude, those X Files
I
stands
really,
are gonna be pretty brutal too, man.
Yeah.
oh, oh, dude, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I didn't even. I mean, once you
like
once you
we're not
factor that
stands,
in,
but
nah.
like even Kevin Smith wouldn't touch that shit. He'd be like, "I'm good."
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Ryan Coogler, diverse. Next up here, Cillian Murphy takes on union politics and murder in Blood Runs Coal. So Cillian Murphy is set to explore the gritty world of union politics and murder in his latest project, Blood Runs Coal. The film, produced by Universal, is an adaptation of Mark A. Bradley's nonfiction book. It delves into the 1969 murder of mining union organizer Joseph Jock Yablonsky and the subsequent investigation that exposed corruption within the coal industry. Uh, Murphy first Murphy, fresh off his Oscar win for his portrayal of Oppenheimer in Oppenheimer, is not only starring in Blood Runs Coal, but also taking on the role of producer alongside John Davis, Jordan Davis, and Alan Maloney. The project marks another venture into the nonfiction space for Murphy, who seems drawn to stories rooted in real events and complex characters. The film's narrative centers around the tragic murder of Yablonsky, who was a vocal critic of the corrupt union leadership. Yablonsky's assassination, along with that of his wife and daughter, sparked the lengthy investigation that revealed the dark underbelly of the coal industry and its union politics. The story is a compelling exploration of power, greed, and the fight for justice. The screenplay for Blood Runs Coal will be adapted by the talented duo Jez Butterworth and John Henry Butterworth, known for their work on Edge of Tomorrow and Ford v Ferrari. Their involvement promises a gripping, well-crafted script that will bring the harrowing tale to life on the big screen. This sounds pretty good.
Ford v Ferrari was really good.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh. Well, it's been out for like 8 years, but
I know, I know,
you say
dude.
yeah, like it, yeah.
You know, like I'll get around to it one day.
It is really
and then
good.
I'll be like,
And I'm not
"Bro,
even a car guy.
This
I'm
is
just
gonna be
vouching
good."
for those guys. That's all.
Yeah. This is gonna be kind of like Killers of the Flower Moon,
Yeah.
but instead of oil, it's gonna be coal. Fossil fuels, baby. You know what I'm
How do those
saying?
work?
Yeah, fossil fuels. Cillian Murphy, man. This might be his
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What it sounds
you
like,
know.
kind of.
Yeah. Excited for this. Dune 2's Austin Butler to lead Darren Aronofsky's Caught Stealing at Sony. So Austin Butler continues to build an impressive filmography of working with great directors, and his latest is no exception. It has been announced that the Oscar nominee is set to join Darren Aronofsky's latest movie. Per Variety, Butler is set to star in Aronofsky's crime thriller Caught Stealing for Sony Pictures. The studio recently landed the package, which is based on the book by Charlie Huston. The screenplay will also be written by Huston, and it's said to follow Hank Thompson, quote, a burned out former baseball player, as he's unwittingly plunged into a wild fight for survival in the downtown criminal underworld of 90s New York City. Once the news broke about Butler's casting, Aronofsky spoke on his excitement to get the project rolling. I'm excited to be teaming up with my old friends at Sony Pictures to bring Charlie's adrenaline-soaked roller coaster ride to life. I can't wait to start working with Austin and my family of NYC filmmakers. Sounds pretty good. 90s? The seedy underbelly of the criminal New York City?
Butler's been
Long
killing
sweeping
it.
shots of New York being a shithole. Heard.
So yeah. So of
I'll
course
watch anything with him in
Aronofsky.
it.
Yeah. I mean, he did Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Wrestler, and The Whale. So is this going to be a trip? Like, you know what I mean? Or is this
Yeah.
going to be is this going to be like Bad Lieutenant? You know what I mean? Like, just real
Bad
gritty.
Lieutenant,
Yeah.
because he still talks that way.
I
Kept the
mean,
voice.
he went
Working for
full
him, low and
method.
slow.
Yeah. Full method, dude. So next up here, Civil War director Alex Garland is retiring from filmmaking. I'm not planning to direct again. Ex Machina Men director Alex Garland thinks that his upcoming dystopian war movie, Civil War, will be the last time he directs a project. Speaking with The Guardian, the filmmaker has said in the past that he already wants to give up directing and retreat back to writing, but while many thought the filmmaker was perhaps just having a bad day, Garland insists that he still feels the same, and Civil War will be his last time calling the shots from behind the camera. Nothing's changed. I'm in a very similar state. I'm not planning to direct again in the foreseeable future. Garland has so far helmed 4 projects for the big screen: in Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men, and this year's Civil War, as well as devs for the small screen. Each project has largely been met with critical acclaim, with even the more divisive Men being praised for its provocative and unique storytelling. For Garland, though, he has grown frustrated with the pressure that comes from directing, and it's nothing to do with the money. Instead, he reveals that the pressure of convincing actors that eventually a giant VFX blue screen will be transformed into a war zone, or that nudity will be used respectfully, has become too much. The pressure doesn't come from the money, it comes from the fact that you're asking people to trust something that, on the face of it, doesn't look very trustworthy. Alicia and Sonoya are trusting that nudity is going to be dealt with thoughtfully and respectfully, when cinema leans towards not doing that. Not only have the pressures of being at the helm become too much for Garland, the writer and director sounds like he prefers being in the shadows of filmmaking, where he doesn't have to take part in press events. He states that while he still loves film, he has fallen out of love with filmmaking, saying to the Guardian journalist, "No, I have not. I do actually love film, but filmmaking doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in a life and also in a broader context. I have to interact in a way without being rude, like this." While it certainly sounds like Garland will now back away from directing, he is next due to co-direct the upcoming project Warfare alongside Ray Mendoza, who served as the military supervisor on Garland's Civil War. Sounds like Garland's going to let him do all the work and just be like, "Yep, that's right. Nope, that's wrong."
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Garland's a better writer probably than he is a
This is a
filmmaker.
good, well, it must have got rough on that set, right?
I would imagine that movie
Because he used that
he
as an
probably had a
example. It
lot of
was like,
conflicting opinions.
Yeah.
I thought it was strange that that's the one, the final one he's going out on.
Yeah.
I was over here like, had my tinfoil hat on. I was like, they made him make the movie.
Yeah. They
And
put a
that's why
gun
it's
to
coming
his
out at a
head.
certain time. Like,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
he know about Civil War? He's from the UK.
You have a Finkel on his Einhorn moment where you're like, Garland is Kubrick. Garland is Kubrick.
Eyes wide shut. He wasn't cut out 10 minutes, so they killed him.
I mean, that movie's coming out in like 10 days.
Yeah, April something.
Yeah, April 12th. So I still want to watch it. Probably not going to go to the theater and watch it. I wish I'd have went to the movies and watched Men.
Whoa.
Could you imagine that ended in IMAX? That was but yeah. But speaking of Alex Garland here, he talks 28 years later, confirms new trilogy is in the works. Writer-director Alex Garland has revealed how the long-awaited zombie sequel, 28 years later, finally sprang to life. The sequel to Garland and director Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later was officially announced as being in production earlier this year, with Garland revealing in an interview with The Guardian that he does now have plans for a whole trilogy. A whole idea for a trilogy just sort of came, bing, into my head. It makes me really question what creativity is. I feel like an observer a lot of the time. Released in 2002, 28 Days Later was directed by Danny Boyle from a script written by Garland and stars Oscar winner Cillian Murphy in one of his first major roles. The story follows a bicycle courier who awakens from a coma to discover that there has been an outbreak of a deadly virus in London, which infects everyone and turns them into mindless killers. 28 Days Later was met with critical acclaim for its reinvention and resurrection of the zombie genre, with a sequel 28 weeks later being released in 2007. While details of what 28 years later will involve remain under wraps at present, Garland has previously teased the really cool and much bigger idea he has in mind. I have got a really cool idea for it, but it's a much bigger movie, and one of the things about 28 Days Later is that it was small and punk, and this idea is less small and punk. But me and Danny speak about it. Every couple of years it will come up or going, do you want to do that? And then for some reason it never happens. Will Cillian Murphy return? Big question that hangs over 28 years later is, will Cillian Murphy return? Now an Academy Award winner, thanks his stunningly understated lead performance in Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, Murphy has addressed the idea of coming back for the follow-up, saying, "I'm available." I was talking to Danny Bull recently, and I said, "Danny, we shot the movie at the end of 2000, so I think we're definitely approaching the 28 years later. But like I've always said, I'm up for it. I'd love to do it. If Alex thinks there's a script in it and Danny wants to do it, I'd love to do it." I mean, I want to watch it.
I like to watch
You know,
38 years later too. We just
wow.
keep making them.
Yeah, every 10 years
Just
we get one.
it was, whenever it came out, it really did, like, it brought the zombie shit back hard. Like,
Oh, in a big way,
yeah,
right? I
like,
mean,
oh
yeah. Oh, we can do this now?
yeah, it
Sheesh,
can run
like,
fast.
yeah, what do you mean? And then here comes Zack Snyder. He's like, "I'm gonna remake uh Dawn of the Dead, and they're gonna be fast, boy. They're gonna be moving. They're gonna be
Like
moving
crack
fast."
rock, dude.
Yeah, they got hold of some crazy mess, dude. But yeah, 28 years later, which I like 28 days better than 28 weeks later.
Yeah.
I didn't hate 28 weeks later, but you know, it wasn't the same.
Mm-mm.
So, but yeah, that's all the movie news. I mean, it's a light week, man. People are waiting for Deadpool to come out. Also, of course, April Fools just happened, so it's like, what's real, what's not. You know, I hate April Fools so much. It's literally the worst. So,
I thought that was a joke.
what?
When it said he was going to quit filmmaking
Oh, I
or
did too.
directing,
Yeah.
because he's still going to work.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I thought it was a joke too. I'm like, they ain't no damn way. He's making Civil War. He's predicting the end times over here. You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? But yeah, he's like, I'm done. He might have learned too much, dude.
Well, it sounds
What
like
if?
he's tired of messing with actors.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well,
I just want
yeah.
to write the shit, and then
Yeah.
after that, it's
We'll let Danny Bull deal with all that. To the bull.
what was his name? Alfred Hitchcock called them cattle.
Mm.
He hated actors.
I
They're always
mean,
whining and shit. He's like, just do the sleeve, do the put, his face is real long, like.
just do
He's like, look, Michael doesn't have a problem. He's still there, like, a nice time.
It's like, are you okay? Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You want to read the script? No, I'll do it. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll do it.
Yeah. I'll do it.
I just thought it was interesting. Here we got Woody Woodpecker,
Yeah.
and we're not going to get the Roadrunner
Yeah.
movie.
Like what?
Like, I'm going to put this out.
I mean, I like Woody Woodpecker,
Sure.
but I don't like Woody Woodpecker more than Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah,
You know what I
Roadrunner
mean?
with
Like,
fucking what was his name on that last man on he had a funny name. Damn.
Tandy?
Tandy.
Yeah.
I'm a Tandy tree. That's such a funny show.
It is, man.
All right,
But I'm
I'll play
ready for
this.
trailers, though. Yeah.
So we got Damn. little overboard with the sound.
Yeah, like just from that trailer on, I'm like, no, I think I'm good. You know?
Seen enough.
Yeah, it's enough for me. Are we doing the Monster Mash right now?
It's got a what's his name in it. He died not too long ago. I can't remember his name. The guy that cut the dude's ear off and
Michael Madsen?
yeah.
I mean,
Weird time to put this out.
yeah.
That we
Mm-hmm.
it was the Crypt Keeper.
Look at the
Whoa.
CGI, dude.
I can't tell if this was a comedy or not.
I don't know, dude.
I can't believe he agreed to make this movie. It's probably what killed him.
No, he owed Tarantino some money. So,
Oh.
yeah.
You need a fucking Monster Mash, okay?
Yeah. I got you the fucking parts. I got that fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Premiere my theater.
It's like, goddamn, dude. Sleeping dogs.
Well, Crow talk.
Little Russell Crowe action. Joseph Wiener.
I already broke the case. It's Donnie. Bear Jew.
Oh shit.
As the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Don't.
No, it's
No,
Adam
I am
Sandler.
not. Oh.
Is the deep fake.
And he's like, baby dogs. I have to have the subtitles turned on with this one.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe's so quiet. Oh, look. It's the bad guy. The fuck's he wearing? A hairnet? Doctor? I've never seen her with dark hair.
Oh, I'm kind of digging it though. You know, like,
It works.
yeah. I'm kind of excited about this, right? This is Seinfeld, right?
They resurrected that dude's hairline back.
I mean,
I saw before and after. It's like, damn, hair plugs.
what?
No ads.
No, I'm good. Mm.
Ah, you know, this guy just died. Pop Tart guy.
Yeah.
Look at this. This looks great. The Keebler elves. That's Kennedy. That's Bill Burr as Kennedy. Mm, wow.
We got to throw that on the pile,
Oh,
right?
that looks fun.
It looks so over the top, you know?
Oh, it's breakfast. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Bodkin? Bodkin? Is this a foreign?
I don't think so.
Oh, God.
Oh, Earthsend. Mhm. Turns out they were just bored to death. Mhm.
Damn.
Mm, mm,
It don't look bad.
mm.
Got Tandy in it,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
The
no ads.
scare? No.
that Pam Grier?
I think so.
Need a cable snake. Whoa. I bet that house smells weird.
Yeah.
You took too much. Hmm.
New season.
Look like some damn. What's his name? Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, them anthology horror series with varying characters and locations by season, featuring different aspects of the horror genre. So it's kind of like American Horror Story,
Mm.
but um,
The
it doesn't look
1981.
bad.
Wow, it didn't.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. And the first season came out April of 2021. So I don't know what the concept of that first season was, but I guess the scare is like the tag or whatever, the
Mm.
villain, for the series, the season. So the related shows are Swarm or movies, Castle Rock, Lovecraft Country, and Archive 81. So the first season was in the 1950s.
Oh.
It centers around, it's called Covenant. It centers around a black family who moved from North Carolina to an all white Los Angeles neighborhood during the period known as the Great Migration. The family's idyllic home becomes ground zero for where malevolent forces otherworldly threaten to taunt, ravage, and destroy them. Okay.
Sounds like a riot.
Yeah. Horde. Oh, we're doing this?
It's our boy. Marry her.
Kind of has like a young Tom Hardy thing going
Oh,
on. Wow.
She's trash diving. Get over here, you little Trisket. Oh shit. Trauma the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Horde, like Hoarder.
Or,
Ah. Joseph Quinn though.
yeah, I might be
Five
interested in that.
stars.
Yeah.
I think this is the one with the you spilled your beans, boy.
Kinds of kindness.
Yeah, it's really just a teaser.
How many different kinds of kindness are there?
I mean, Emma Stone, the dude that killed
They're
the
gonna be
kid in Breaking
naked?
Bad.
Oh, this is from okay. Poor things. Yeah.
Dude's turned out to be one hell of a filmmaker, huh?
Yeah. I kind of want to peep it.
Haven't I
Is it
had?
that time?
It is.
The Aaron Mania 4? This is a fourth one?
They made 5.
Okay.
Whoa.
That is lawyer skills? Damn. Is this Jurassic Park?
That's what I was thinking. The Jeep from. Is it heavy? What's expensive? Put it down.
What is happening?
You gotta watch all 3 to know.
Hmm. Bah. All right.
Spaceman.
Ah. Ground Control, the Major Tom.
Haven't watched it yet. Has anybody seen it?
Mm-mm.
I don't think it got very good reviews,
Well,
but we'll be the judge of that.
yeah, I
That
mean,
trailer. Apparently, that Armani or whatever is like, I guess you could say it's India's version of the Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
okay. Okay. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested to see Paul Dano as a spider.
he'll
And
pull it off.
yeah, and Adam Sandler as a. It's more believable that Paul Dano is a spider than Adam Sandler's an astronaut.
Mm.
Let's be fair here, you know. But yeah, Spaceman.
Checks on the mail.